Well, hello there, folks. Welcome back once again to the Hop House. It's Eddie here, and I know so far on the channel we've done a little introduction to the channel as to what we're going to do. We've also had a look at, done a couple of beer reviews, and it's really been sort of beer orientated. But as I said in my intro video, this is a Hop House, so we're going to look at hoppy beers and we're going to look at house music. So this is a music orientated video. Now, I am going to go ahead and quickly do a little introduction into myself, DJing, or what kind of music I play and that kind of thing. And then I'm going to have a go at recording a mix as I record it. Video and a mix, sorry, for the channel as I record it. And see where we go from there. So this is my DJ setup. As I say, I have been DJing for 20 years on and off, semi-professionally. I did do it as a job. I did it as my main source of income at one point, and now I'm back to doing it as a hobby, a bit of an interest. So this is my setup at home. Now, originally when I lived up north in my old parents' house, I did have some Technics turntables, 1210s. Unfortunately, me and my partner now just live in a flat, so I haven't got room for that, and all the 12-inch records, or vinyl if you like, that I've collected over the years. The dream is we're going to move to a house. I'm going to build myself a little man shed or a garage or spare room, turn it into a bar/DJ room, turn it into the Hop House. That's the dream. Living the D-ream. Until then, we go with what we've got, and what we've got right here is my little setup. So I'll quickly introduce it to you. If I can just turn the camera, just tilt it a little bit so you can see a bit better. There you go. Hey presto. So here we have my DJ controller. It's a Pioneer controller. For those of you that may not know much about DJing, Pioneer is the industry standard. So it's what you find at all clubs and bars and things like that that are serious about the DJing. Pioneer's the gear. It really is, just like Technics was back in the day when people had records and played on turntables. So Pioneer started off with CD players. Nowadays it's all digital. You can just show up with a little USB flash drive, USB stick, thumb drive, whatever you want to call it. And it's got all your tracks on, mainly MP3 format. Some people do WAV, some people do FLAC. They're just different kinds of types of files. So this is my DJ controller. It is called the Pioneer DDJ WeGo. Now this is, I suppose, a beginner's style of controller. It just has the two channels, and these two little things are not oven hobs, although I do refer to this controller as I'm going to play on the oven hobs. They are actually your jog wheels, similar to how you'd find, well, not similar to, but the idea is they are work similar to how you would find them on a Pioneer CDJ range of players. So this is a really decent piece of kit, to be honest. To say it's a beginner controller, there are other beginner controllers out there from other companies that I don't think are as good as the DDJ WeGo. This is the first version of it. There's now on DDJ WeGo 4. And I have to say, I think it's lost something, because instead of a 3-band EQ, you've only got a 2-band EQ and a filter control there. Now, Pioneer mixers are famous for their filter effects. It's an effect over the top of the track as you play it, but you've lost your bass. No, sorry, you've lost your mid-range. So what do I mean by that for those that aren't into DJing? So your treble is your high end. It's your sort of tinny sounding. Your is kind of your treble. Your bass, everybody knows what a bass line is, and bass. You should do, even if you're not into music or DJing, you should know what a bass and bass line is. And your mid-range is more your sort of wow kind of section. That's the one that can make my ears go funny, is the mid-range, if it's up too high. If people aren't using the high, the treble, the mid, and the bass range properly. Now, when you're mixing, you can intertwine those. You can have something on low as you bring it up, and all this, that, and the other. I'm not really going to go into DJing technique as such, because it's not a DJing channel. It's a channel about house music and beer. But I did just want to introduce you quickly and let you know what equipment I'm working off. I'll go ahead and tilt the camera. Actually, we will leave it there. So I'm not going to go much further with this video, because I just wanted to do a little intro. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to jump back on the channel, do a separate video of me recording my next mix. I've got a playlist set up ready to go, and it's going to go onto my Mixcloud account. Now, for those who haven't got Mixcloud, what is Mixcloud? Mixcloud is a web page, or it's an app. If you've got an iPhone or an Android, you can download the app, and it's where DJs upload mixes. So when they've done a mix, various different genres, not just house music. There are different types of dance music genres. There's also things like hip hop and R&B on there, reggae. There's even like chill out and maybe even country. All sorts of genres. You just have to search. Mixcloud.com is the website, or as I say, you can download the app onto your phone for iPhone and Android. Now, it is a website where you stream what you hear. So it's a streaming website, free to listen to and download. You don't have to pay anything. It's not subscription required. So I post a lot of my mixes onto Mixcloud. Mixcloud.com/Andrew Eddy Edwards. I'll leave the link in the description, below the video, just in case you want to check some out. They are house music based, but there are different types of subgenres of house. You've got sort of deep house, soulful house, funky house, which is sort of where I came from, and more sort of mainstream up-tempo stuff. I've also got a second Mixcloud account under my pseudonym, which is another name I use, called Tekken, Techken. And that is for more underground stuff. So that's for like tech house sounds, progressive, minimal techno, that kind of stuff. That's a bit more if you're really into that sort of scene, or you like going to a rave or out clubbing or something like that. That's a bit more underground. But my main account, what I do on there is I put various different mixes, but I have a series of mixes on there called Just House. Now, what Just House mixes are is it's sort of, the idea is it's an introduction to house music if you don't know about house music. So really, it's mainstream tracks that are on big labels, tracks that may be something that's a bit charty, but it's got a remix on it that's a bit more funky or a bit more up tempo. It's not really that underground. It is more aimed at the mainstream people, and the idea is it's a good party house mix. That's the way I think about it. Is if you're at a house party, you've got a DJ on, you think, oh, you know what, he rocked the place, he smashed it. That's the idea of my Just House mixes. So I'm going to go ahead now and aim to record my next Just House mix, which will be Just House Volume 14. So I've done quite a few of them. They've been going back a couple of years. And I'm ready to jack my body. So I'm going to end this video here, and then I'm going to jump back on. I'll talk on the mic for about a minute, and then I'm going to press record. Now, what we have here on the Pioneer WeGo is I'm using Virtual DJ, which is actually the software that comes with it. However, it does now work with Pioneer Record Box, which I've got as well. Although I quite like the effects a bit better on the Virtual DJ. However, this controller is quite old and it's quite temperamental. So I'm hoping, touch wood, that it behaves and we don't have any issues with it. So I'm going to end this video here. So thanks very much for joining us. And that's my introduction to house music, my little controller, my little DJing bit, and also my Just House mixes. My next video might even get taken down by YouTube because it's going to have some tunes on it. It's going to have some popular tunes on it, some big ones, probably on big record labels, and they're probably not going to like it for copyright reasons. But we'll give it a whirl, see how far we get. I'm probably only going to record about 20 minutes of it anyway. I'm not going to do the whole mix because then you won't go onto Mixcloud because you'll have it on here. We'll also do some more beer reviews. Got some more beer reviews coming up for those of you that are on the channel for the beer and the hoppiness. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, cheers for tuning in. I hope this video didn't bore you too much. And like, share, subscribe and all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the other side. Ciao for now, people.